Do you see him? An impossibly photographed jaywalking sailor, talking on his iPhone. This picture is extraordinary because it was taken back in 1943, 70 years and a grain of salt later. Below the hanging Spanish moss and the gravity escaping balloons lies Winter Park, Florida, a suitably stuck in the past, old-fashioned kind of town. Suitable because it is the scene of a time traveler's appearance in a photograph, as I'll explain more clearly now. So, as I was trying to say, before they decided to tear up the railway line, for some reason, the town has changed tiny since the 40s, when the picture of street life in front of the Colony Theatre was taken. A sailor, impossibly photographed, talking on his iPhone. But hey, how do I know it's a phone and not a walkie-talkie or something? Walkie-talkies during World War II looked like this. And I don't see his backpack mate anywhere, do you? How about some kind of a transistor radio? You mean like this? Portable radios came out in the 50s, a decade later, and weren't mobile phone sized. What is it then? A banana? Nope, bananas are yellow. What about a He-Man toy? He-Man may be old, but he's not that old. Which only leaves... Yup. But that doesn't make him a time traveler, does it? What else do we know from this picture? For starters, the bloke is left-handed. If he had grown up in the early 20th century, his school teacher would have beat Satan out of his left and into his right hand, which was the style at the time. What else? Well, he's obviously a sailor, and the military did have a footprint on Winter Park during the war. Oh we woof. Beautiful nearby Lake Osceola floated a US naval base, where our mate the jaywalking sailor must have been stationed. No doubt working on a top secret project known as the Yellow Submarine Experiment. Under Freedom of Information documents, by which I mean WikiLeaks, we know the Navy was engaged in proving Einstein's unified field theory, or UFT, a process of joining electromagnetism and gravity together, thereby bending not only light, but time herself. And this would of course create an invisible flying time machine. Their tests on the Yellow Submarine were apparently a complete success, but instead of appearing above the Third Reich with guns ablazing, the sub exploded into a giant fireball crashing down to Roswell, New Mexico, because they forgot to carry the wire. The wire was left back at the naval dock. A bustling tourism industry then boomed, with Roswell selling out lampposts, sewer covers, and corner stores to a ridiculous alien conspiracy theory. Similar to Salem, Massachusetts, nothing ever happened here in Roswell, New Mexico. Oh, I guess I was wrong about nothing ever happening there. And what became of our time-travelling mobile phone user? I like to think he ejected from the doomed submarine and appeared in Times Square to pash this poor girl. See the resemblance? It's obviously him. Okay, I have my doubts myself. Yet, Winter Park is still the same. Still quiet and old-fashioned, and a place that makes time travel to the good old days possible. Yes, this is Winter Park. We've come back here because it's such a peaceful place. Not that you would know that from the railroad tracks where we just were. It's not as quiet as I remember. It's a bit more bustling than the quiet town I once fell in love with. But we have the blue car, so let's just go somewhere else, somewhere more exciting, like somewhere to crash for the night, and sleep, and get away from here.
Walkabouter's Guide to Australia, or whatever we end up calling this thing.